The crimson sand of Kepler 442b swirled around Dr. Elena Vasquez as she adjusted the atmospheric regulator on her medic suit. 3 years into her assignment at the remote research outpost, she had grown accustomed to the planet's harsh winds and the perpetual twilight cast by its dying sun. What she hadn't expected was the distress signal crackling through her emergency comm during her routine patrol of the outer perimeter. The signal was unlike anything in the human database: melodic pulses, interwoven with harmonics that seemed to bypass her ears and resonate directly in her chest. Elena's training kicked in immediately. Universal distress patterns transcended species, and this was unmistakably a call for help. Following the signal's source, she found herself at the edge of a crystalline canyon where the planet's native formations jutted skyward like frozen lightning. There, partially buried beneath a collapsed overhang of blue-green crystal, lay a being unlike anything she had encountered in her xenobiology studies. The creature was humanoid but ethereal, standing nearly 8 feet tall, even in her injured state. Her skin shimmered with an opalescent quality that shifted between silver and deep violet, while delicate, fin-like appendages extended from her temples, twitching weakly with each labored breath. Most striking were her eyes, large, multifaceted orbs that held depths of intelligence and pain that made Elena's heart ache with recognition. "Easy there," Elena whispered, knowing her words wouldn't be understood but hoping her tone would convey her intentions. She activated her medical scanner, its blue light washing over the alien's injuries. The readings were confusing. This being's physiology was carbon-based like humans, yet her circulatory system seemed to flow with something that glowed faintly beneath her translucent skin. The alien's injuries were severe. Multiple fractures in what appeared to be her equivalent of ribs, internal bleeding, and worst of all, a crystalline shard had punctured what Elena's scanner identified as a major organ, possibly a heart, though it seemed to have multiple chambers arranged in a spiral pattern. Elena worked quickly, her hands steady despite the magnitude of the situation. She administered a broad-spectrum painkiller that her scanner indicated would be compatible with the alien's biochemistry, then carefully began extracting the crystal shard. As she worked, the being's eyes never left her face, and Elena found herself humming softly an old lullaby her grandmother had sung to her. To her amazement, the alien's breathing seemed to steady at the sound. The fin-like appendages on her temples began to flutter in rhythm with Elena's humming, and the glow beneath her skin pulsed more regularly. Hours passed as Elena performed what amounted to the most complex surgery of her career, without proper equipment, relying on her field medical kit and sheer determination. She sealed the internal wounds with biofoam, set the fractured bones with regenerative splints, and established an IV drip with nutrients that her scanner suggested might sustain the alien's unique physiology. As the planet's twin moons rose overhead, casting an eerie blue-white glow over the canyon, the alien's eyes fluttered open. She attempted to speak, producing sounds like wind chimes mixed with whale songs, beautiful but incomprehensible to Elena. "You're going to be okay," Elena said, checking her patient's vital signs. The readings were stronger now, though still alien enough to be concerning. "I don't know if you understand me, but you're safe." The alien raised one graceful hand toward Elena's face, stopping just short of touching her. Her large eyes seemed to study Elena intently, and then something extraordinary happened. The air between them began to shimmer, and suddenly, Elena could feel, not her own, but flowing into her mind like a gentle stream, gratitude. Deep, overwhelming gratitude. The concept of healing gift given freely. A name that translated roughly as star singer of the deep void. And beneath it all, a profound sadness. She was the last of her kind, a wanderer seeking others like herself across the galaxy. Elena gasped, the psychic connection overwhelming her senses. She understood now that this being star singer was not just injured, but dying. not from her wounds, which were healing, but from a deeper ailment. Her species required psychic connection to survive, and she had been alone for so long that her life force was slowly ebbing away. "I'm sorry," Elena whispered, tears streaming down her face as she felt the alien's loneliness like a physical weight. "I wish I could do more." Starsinger's hand finally made contact with Elena's forehead, and the psychic connection deepened. Images flowed between them: Starsinger's homeworld, a place of crystal cities and beings who sang to the stars. The plague that had swept through their civilization. Her desperate search across the cosmos for others of her kind. But then, something unexpected happened. Elena felt something awakening within her own mind, a capacity she had never known existed. Her consciousness expanded, touching the edges of Starsinger's thoughts more clearly. And in that moment, both beings realized something profound. Starsinger began to sing not with her voice, but with her mind. The melody was ancient and beautiful, a song of healing and connection that resonated through Elena's very soul. As the alien sang, she poured her remaining life force into Elena, not to harm her, but to awaken something dormant within human consciousness. Elena felt her mind opening like a flower, new pathways of thought and perception blazing to life. She could sense the quantum fluctuations in the crystal formations around them, feel the magnetic field of the planet pulsing beneath her feet, and most remarkably, touch the vast network of consciousness that connected all living things in the universe. When the song ended, Starsinger smiled an expression that transcended species and spoke one last time directly into Elena's mind. "Now you carry the gift forward. You are no longer alone, and neither am I." The alien's body began to dissolve into particles of light that danced upward toward the stars. But Elena could still feel her presence, now a part of her own consciousness, along with something else, the faint psychic signatures of other awakened humans scattered across the galaxy. Elena stood in the crystal canyon as dawn broke over Kepler 442b, forever changed. The loneliness she had carried her entire life was gone, replaced by an awareness of connection that stretched across space and time. She had saved an alien's life, only to discover that in return, she had been given the greatest gift imaginable, the knowledge that no conscious being in the universe was ever truly alone. As she made her way back to the research outpost, Elena began to compose a report, knowing that this encounter would change everything for humanity. Starsinger's gift would awaken others, and someday, humans would join the vast chorus of consciousness that sang among the stars, connected to all life in the universe through bonds deeper than space and stronger than time.